Hello everybody, this is Delifa, and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, the very, very beautiful looking game. Okay, let's begin. Today didn't go well either. Today's breakfast was another dismal failure. All of the boarders showed up for breakfast, but the only one who finished her meal was Kaneko. She seems happy about it as well. There must have been something wrong with it. All I have to do is make meals and clean. What a piece of cake! Is what I thought when I accepted the job as a dorm mother, but my confidence is gradually fading. Not failing, fading.
何しけた面してんだよ、この裏切り者め。
What do you want? Matsetsugu? I can't say his name! How'd you pronounce that? I'll just call him Ma Bao as well. Joining me on the way to school, went out of his way to come and sling verbal abuse. A few things happened at the dormitory dealing with the girls can be tough.
そういうことなら俺に聞け。何せ俺今彼女いるもんね。
Yeah. Isn't she a freshman of Sensei's girls' school? Saisen Girls' High School is a school for rich girls and famous even in this neighborhood. The uniform has a reputation for being cute, so fans come from far and wide just to take a look.
エリちゃんって言うんだけどさ、写真見る？
Her name's... Oh no, that's what he's saying. Never mind. It looks like he's about to show me, so I'll go along with it. Whoa, seriously, she's cute!
だろう？一緒にバンドやってんだ。エリちゃんがボーカルとベースで、俺がギター。
Mabao, you can actually play a guitar?
エリちゃんのために必死に練習した。今じゃインギー並みの早弾きだってできるぜ。
Da ra ra ra. He goes and as he shows off some great air guitar. Anyway, who the hell is Youngui? Youngui.
お前さ、前の学校で自転車やってたんじゃねえの？
Yeah, I was. What about it?
もうやんねえわけ？でもうちには自転車部なんてねえけど。
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. Mabao's face seemed to say it's got nothing to do with me
で
though.
っかい大会で表彰台に上がったんだろ？
Do you hear that from Anchan?
アゲハもホタルも今度のレースは応援にくっついてくってあんちゃんに言ってたんだぜ。まあ一応俺もだけどな。
That made me go a bit red.
勘違いすんなよ。俺はお前がブザマに負けるところを見に行くつもりだったわけで。
God, he's such a nice guy, isn't he?
別に応援なんかするつもりなかったんだからな。
Yeah, I get it. Don't get so flustered.
アゲハのやつ悔しがってたぞ。お前のいいとこ見られなくて。お前そういうの分かってんのか？
No, I didn't know. I never thought that I would make it to the podium. Even if I knew it was a bit too far away to come and watch me.
なのにろくに連絡もよこさねえでよ。
Same goes for both of us. Besides, I sent you a New Year's card every year, didn't I?
あんなコンビニで売ってるプリント済みのやつでか。
What, you want like a homemade one? God, someone wants to be special. You did the same thing. Anyway, your New Year card usually arrive at the end of January.
返してもらえるだけありがたいと思えこの。
Bit late to get a Christmas card.
おお、珍しい二人組発見。
We're happily in love. Hi, Agiha.
はよーす。どうしたの、マーボー。
Ma Bao was sneakily hiding in my shadow.
別になんでもねえよ。あんま慣れ慣れしくすんなよ。エリちゃんが怒るから。
I'm pretty sure if you were hanging out with a girl that was also hanging out with a guy, and then yourself, you'd be fine. I don't know. That might be an easier way.
はいはい。かわいいかわいい彼女ですもんね。
Jokingly, Agiha deliberately keeps her distance from Ma Bao as she walks. Ma Bao comes up beside me and gives me a little poke in the ribs.
さっきの話、アゲハには内緒な。
What thing?
あいつがお前のレース見に行きたがってたって話。
Okay, I got it. Is it the sort of thing that needs to be kept secret?
何男同士でベタベタしてんの？
As you said, we're happily in love. Leave us alone.
ちげえよ。誰がこんなやつを。ペッペ。
Ew, gross. You don't actually have to spit.
仲いいね
Did he actually
やめ
spit?
ちゃうわ
Though I'm pretty sure when people spit, they don't go psst, psst, or something like that.
バカや
Yeah, don't say weird things like that. Oh, what's happening now? Oh, it's class time. We're in class. I hope it's not going to be like a very long session of learning about planes again, because that took a long time to get through. It's lunchtime. Today I didn't eat my lunchbox early. As I basked in this tiny sense of achievement, I got my lunchbox out. Kotri had already disappeared from the classroom. Oh, there she is. As she looked out into the hallway, she was pacing back and forth as if she were thinking should I go forward or no? Maybe I should go back. Are you waiting for me? Bah! Letting out a cry, not really befitting a pretty good little girl like Kotri. Kotri found herself with her left hand as if to calm herself down.
脅かさないでくれる
Sorry, I only wanted to speak to you, that's all. You're going, aren't you? To the garage?
ええそうよ別にあなたを待ってたわけじゃないけど
Okay, shall we go? I push your wheelchair on the way.
勝手に押さないで
Here, hold this. I pass her my bag.
こら人を荷物置きみたいにするな
Well, it's difficult to push things and also carry a bag, so why not? It's a fair deal.
誰もいないみたい
The garage is open, but there was no one in here. For some reason, it felt like Amane was always here, so it was a little surprising. The air conditioning's not turned on, so it's quite humid. What should we do?
どうするって言われても
Kotri subconsciously put her hand on her stomach. Shall we have our lunch here? I made one for you too, Kotri. Well, I meant leftovers from breakfast. Kotri didn't come to breakfast, so she couldn't have any way of knowing what I made.
それも寮母の仕事なの
No. I'm just meddling. I put 3 lunch boxes on the workbench. I went to the trouble of making one for Amane too, though. The air conditioning isn't turned on in the garage, so if I leave it here, it'll go bad. There's a refrigerator, so I decided to put it in there. If I leave a note on the desk, she'll realize it's there and eat it, won't she? Could you turn on the electric fan? Kotri turns on the nearby electric fan. Thank you.
エアコンは
I can't find the remote control. It's probably buried somewhere. We open the lunchbox in the area that gets the full force of the wind from the electric fan.
何これカレー
This morning's breakfast was curry. You don't like it?
普通カレーをお弁当にするかな
You can complain after you've eaten it. I'm actually hungry now. Not for curry, but something else. I don't know. Kotri has a meek look on her face as she moves the curry towards her mouth.
冷めてても美味しい
Cold curry. Be good if we had a microwave, though. For a little while, the two of us quietly ate our food. Well, ate our curry, technically. What's happening? No. Today, there was no sheet covering the glider. I gazed at the simple, sleek shape of the body and thought it was beautiful. I imagined the aircraft cutting through the air as it flew. When riding a bicycle, your greatest enemy is the wind.
Huh?
Kuru's face seemed to say, "What is this guy talking about all of a sudden?" But I carried on regardless. The worst thing is when you have headwind. While it is constantly pushing you back, you have to keep pedaling. I faced the wind coming through the electric fan, set to strong, and I remember the feeling a little. The feeling of the wind gradually draining my stamina. Yeah, I had to go up a couple of hills on my bike, but I was never in any bike race. I'm pretty sure. Because my bike's technically quite slow. I think it's because it hasn't got that many gears and stuff like that. It's not meant for speed, it's more meant for hills. That was it, really. That's why when we ride a bicycle, we try to find ways to reduce our air resistance. Not just the shape of the bike or the helmet. During the race, we cooperate with the other members of the other teams and form a group while riding. So basically, you're gonna do like the what was it? Ducks do, and they fly in the V shape. I thought that when riding a bike, it would be better if the wind didn't blow. But this thing rides the wind to fly.
ジェットエンジンもプロペラもないのにね。
If we hadn't actually seen it fly that day, even the real thing right in front of us, we wouldn't be able to imagine it flying. Speaking of which, Kotori, how do you know so much about gliders? She didn't really know that much about them. That was the first time she's ever seen a real one.
別にちょっと本で読んだだけ。
Yeah, she has a hobby about flying, I guess, or wanting to fly. That makes sense, I guess, if you think about it. I am already sensing I know what the story's all about now. Somehow, it seems like it's hard for her to answer, so I decide not to question her any further. Speaking of books, there's a bookshelf here, lined with many books. Looking closely, they all are related to gliders, or aircrafts. I picked one up and take a look inside. It's all in English, I can't read it. I'm reading English right now, ha ha ha. Or maybe I'm reading French, ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Bonjour, s'il vous plaît. Comment tu t'appelles? Yeah, I know a little bit of French. Don't ask anymore. Right. It's not like my grades in English are bad, but with this level of English, I have from studying at the school. Reading academic papers is really tough. Seems like Kotori's the same.
こっちの本は写真がいっぱい載ってるわ。
There was a book that had many photos of gliders, like a catalogue. There are so many different types. The shape of the wings and the size, and so on. Even with the gliders, there are so many different varieties.
見てこれ。
What's happening in this picture?
山の上を飛んでる。
Well, it's definitely flying higher than the clouds, I think. It looks so natural that it didn't really notice, but the glider was flying high enough that it could look down the mountain. They can fly that high? Kotori and I, without realizing, both look at the glider sitting over there. With its wings removed, we couldn't really grasp the full size of it, but at a glance, it didn't seem all that different compared to the glider in the photo. Amane had said that it could go above the clouds. I wonder what it feels like to fly through the sky.
きっと最高の気分よ。上昇気流に乗って飛ぶなんてまるで鳥になったみたいじゃない。
After we finished our lunchboxes, we stayed for a little longer. We spent the time looking at the books and admiring the glider. Do do do. When the bell rang, it felt like the time to enjoy ourselves was over, and I felt like a little sad. Boo-hoo.
何かしらこれ。
Ah! Just as we were about to go back to the classroom, Kotori noticed a photo frame on Amane's desk. I wonder what this is. The weird thing was that there was a photo frame, but no photo inside. An empty photo frame had been placed there. In her case, she probably managed to lose just the photo inside. What's up?
なんでもないわ。行きましょう。ここ暑くてたまんない。
I think I skipped it a little bit too fast then. The moment we stepped out of the sauna-like garage, the air outside felt cool. Nice and cool. Oh, it's night. Splash, splash, splash. Whew. I guess we just had a shower or a bath. I'm worn out. It's easy to stay clean. It's easy to say clean the bathroom, but I never thought it would be such a big job. Plus, there's no air conditioning in there, so I'm sweating. Trouble is, if I don't do this every day during the summertime, then mold will start growing. It's not just about hygiene, it's kind of gross too. There's no way you can take a bath when there's mold growing out there, in there. My cell phone rang. On display, it showed home. It's Mummy.
も
Hello.
しもし葵、私だけど
What's up?
別にどうしてるかと思って。どう？順調？
I can't say that it's going smoothly. I didn't think of it much when I accepted the job, but it turned out pretty tough.
そりゃそうよ。楽な仕事なんてないのよ。
Yeah, that's true. Going to school every day and doing work of a dorm mother is wearing me out. I realized that this after only a few days. This is a lot of hard work.
今はその方がいいんじゃない？
Why?
嫌なこと思い出さずに済むじゃない。
Well, if that's what you think, don't talk about
それ
it.
ともママが恋しくなった？
A mother like you? She's the kind of mother who loves teasing her son. But did she get me to do all this dorm mother job because she was worried about me? I'm so busy that I don't have time to dwell on things. I see. I see. Speaking in the hallway, the other boarders may have been able to hear me, so I went back to my room. We continued our silly parent-child conversation. My mother is a fiercely independent person and a hard-working career woman. Many things have been happening until recently. Well, they're still going on now, and we were living separately. I'm a bit too old to be missing my mother, though. It's enough for me just to speak to her from time to time.
学校の方はどうなの？
It's going fine. Agia is here too.
あげはちゃん綺麗になったわね。こないだ久しぶりに会ってびっくりしちゃった。
Me too. She's like a proper girl
あ
now.
ら、そんな風に余裕ぶっこいてられるのも今のうちよ。あげはちゃん、これからもっともっと綺麗になるわよ。愛想もいいし、気遣いもできるし、間違いなくモテるわね。
Jeez, cut it out. What are you talking
あ
about?
らやだ、口が悪いわね。誰に似たのかしら。
Yeah, you. Would a mother usually tell her son to go chasing after
それ
girls?
じゃ、頑張ってね。トラブルがあったらすぐ言いなさい。
What else are you gonna do? I think most mothers probably would tell their sons to go after girls. Sure.
それから、もし仕事が大変だったら、寮生に負担してもらってもいいのよ。
It's kind of like different between boys and girls, isn't it? Girls are usually said to not go after anyone, and the boys are said to go after people. Strange. I don't know.
超格安物件なんだから、そのくらいしてもらわないと。
Get in there, my son! Or something like that. I'll think about it.
それじゃ、おやすみ、葵ちゃん。
She called me on purpose because she knows I don't like it, and then ended the call. My father is the only one who chose to call me Aoi, but it's kind of a girl's name, so I was often teased about it, and seemed like she still remembers. I put down my phone and take a look at the boarding students poster. As for the boarder's job, cleaning their own room is a given. Then there's cleaning the hallway and the entranceway, as well as the dining hall. On the other hand, my jobs are to prepare breakfast and dinner, clean up afterwards, clean the bathrooms and the garden, and other miscellaneous chores. It is actually pretty tough. Maybe I should ask for some help? Even if I can just get them to clean the bathroom, that would be a real lifesaver. Huh? Yuka? Okay. Yuka, who was in the dining hall, is the tall 4th year, and the one who has been here the longest. She seems surprised as I call out to her.
何かしら、水瀬くん。
Didn't even say Aoi. Can I ask you a question? I lay out the roaster that I had been looking at in the on the table where Yuka is sitting. Yuka, who should be used to seeing this, looks at it with curiosity. Koti doesn't have her name on the job roster. Starting with Kaneko, then Yuka, then the 4 names, but Kotori's name's not on there.
だってあの子
Yuga looks towards the dining hall door as she
足
speaks.
が不自由だから
I see, so that's why. Thank
い
you.
え
I'm pretty sure that doesn't stop people from cleaning. You're more or less basically stopping them from having a normal life by doing that. It's all the same, really. Best not treat people differently. Treat everyone the same. The next day. Oh god, cicadas! Cicadas! Smash, 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 smash. It's so loud. The scorching sun comes from shining in. Up on the roof, with nothing to block the sunlight, it feels even more like I'm being burned. Today is hot as hell. I grumble as I wipe the sweat from my brow. Can they stop with that noise? It's so loud. It's already 7 o'clock. It's just before the peak of summer, and the sun is finally shining at full strength. Today is Saturday, so there's no school. Now is my chance to get some of the dorm mother work done. This morning... it's still going. This morning I've climbed up on the roof, and I'm fixing leaks. This building is pretty bad in pretty bad condition. Ugh. I heard that the owner who collapsed a few days ago, and who was also the caretaker here, is an elderly woman. Because it was an all-girls dormitory with no guys around, there was quite a few patches that had been left damaged. This place is so old that I can't help wonder if originally it was aimed to be registered as a cultural heritage site. The owner, who is a widow, opened the manor house as a student dormitory before I was born. Which means that when we were calling this place the Witch's Mansion, students from Kaifu Academy were already living here. Since then, the owner had been taking care of the boarding students like they were her own children, or grandchildren. However, since the redevelopment plans were brought forward, land prices in Kasagara have been rising. The owner's son, who were hoping to let go of the place, which was one of the reasons why I was brought on to take the dorm mother's job in such a hurry. It might have been hard to avoid getting involved in these kinds of adult matters, so I will just quietly get on with the work I have to do. God, that was a lot. Alright, what should I do? That should do it, not what should I do, that should do it. Yeah. Finishing the repairs on the roof, I climbed down the ladder. Okay, next is quacking. Hat, who was pecking at the soil, had come closer to where I was going to put my feet as I climbed down. This is kind of beside the point, but the ducks eat weeds and bugs, so it seems like that if I just leave him to it, he will maintain the garden. However, he also pet the flowers and so on too. So the person doing the gardening needs to watch out for that. What's up, Hat? Where's your buddy? I have no idea what he's saying, but he definitely looks bored. Sorry, but I got work to do. When I get back, I'll give you a bath. Oh, poor Hat. When's he gonna get like his own little story? Like, I want to have like a Hat arc. That'd be brilliant. That'd be a bit weird as well, though. The door to Kotori's room was closed. I couldn't hear any sound, and there were no signs that she was awake. Still asleep, huh? Sleepyhead. Hey, Kotori! Wake up, Alul! Hey, Miss Alul!
うっさいわね。何事よ。
This was a horror movie, I'd be screaming my head off. I'm going to do some shopping. Do you want to come with me?
は？そんな理由でアミを妨げたの？
That's a big dog on her bed. If they seem to say, if this was America and I sued you, you would lose. Okay. You're oversleeping? It's such a nice sunny day, so let's go outside.
なんで私があなたの買い物に？
Because if you don't, your character will be very boring. Or something like that, maybe. You need to have more character development, so you need to come with me. It's shopping for the dormitory. You need to eat too, you know.
用意するからちょっとだけ待ってて。
She's actually coming with us? Okay. She's changed. She's become a friend.
Aoi!
Oh, there's Agiha. Okay, she said Aoi. However, that is not in that little list.
Get.
Get. Seeing Agiha give a great big wave, Kotri makes an annoyed face. Hi, Agiha.
おっす、アオイ。ハバネさん、おはよう。おはよう。ちょっと、なんであの子がいるのよ。リオの買い出しって言ったじゃない。
It's fine, there's something I need help with. I had planned from this from the beginning to meet up with Agiha. That's because I want her to, as a special advisor for today's work. Right, let's go.
行こう行こう。
She wanted some alone time. Oh, this is new, isn't it? I think. We arrived at the underground streets of the shopping mall. There are many stylish shops in the shopping arcade, and there is a lot of it's a large supermarket. I push Kotri along in her wheelchair and go around buying the food of Agiha. What do we need?
まず鶏もも肉でしょ。それからパプリカ、ピーマン、玉ねぎ。
Kotri looks like she still doesn't agree with the fact that Agiha is with us. She looks at me and like she's trying to put a curse on me. Agiha came to help come up with the menu for tonight's dinner. It seems that the meals that I make don't appeal to the girls.
で、なんで私が一緒に来なきゃいけないわけ？
You'll be the pack mule. Because you can carry the bags. Kotri is doing a good job of carrying the green supermarket basket. Aki and I keep slinging more and more ingredients into the basket.
パプリカパウダー、ホールトマト、生ハム、それから。
Whop whop.
掘り込むな。
I'll get some mineral water. That is big. Bam.
重い。ねえねえ、ポテチ買っていい？
No. Oh. Pakarumian chips. I remember these.
ケチ。
I don't.
後でお金払うから一緒に入れといて。
Oh, death potato. Death potato. She slings them in. Also, we'll soon be out of rice. Let's buy some while we're here. Bam. All the ingredients for all the borders. Before we knew it, the basket that Kotri was carrying was full.
人をカートみたいにするな。
As she complained, Kotri was very careful not to let the contents of the basket fall out. Don't drop anything.
くそ。
Do,
ハバネさんは欲しいものない？
do, 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 do. Oh, that's good music. Is there anything you want to do, Kotri?
アイス。
Today's shopping is being paid for with the. She slings them in. Also, we'll soon be out of rice. Let's buy some while we're at it. Bam. With all the ingredients for all the borders, before we knew it, the basket Kotri was carrying was full.
人をカートみたいにするな。
As she complained, Kotri was very careful not to let the contents of the basket fall out. Don't drop anything.
くそ。
Do, do, do,
ハバネさんは
do,
欲しいも
do.
のない？アイス。
Yeah, you still owe me some ice cream. Today's shopping is being paid for with the operating cost of the dormitory, so we can't really buy things we don't need. Having said that, she is helping me out. You can get Barry Kun.
もっと高級なのがいい。労働と報酬が釣り合わないわ。
The hell is Barry Kun? What? Have it your way. I decided to treat her to strawberry Häagen-Dazs with my own money. Strawberry? Everyone wants chocolate. Chocolate's the best. Is this one okay?
そうだね。
The food costs about 50% more than usual, but tonight's a special occasion. Ah, jeez. I forgot to buy ground meat.
そんなの使わないよ。
It's for tomorrow. It's a pain to have to keep going to buy food all the time, you know? I leave them behind and go back to the store. I search for the meat in the ground meat section. If I can, I want to get one with a discount sticker. As I thought, there aren't any at this time. The cost of the boarder's food is paid on monthly basis. The dormitory is run as kind of a hobby by the owner, so it's just a rough estimate, but there is an upper limit established as part of the rent agreement. The dormitory's meals follow the creed of as cheap as possible, as tasty as possible. I look at the packs of beef that were lined up on the shelf. 2,980 yen for 100 grams? This is a supermarket that celebrity women come to, so sometimes the prices for ingredients are pretty steep. It's okay once in a while, so I like everyone to eat this kind of meat. I murmur to myself.
これでいいのかな。
Oh, it's a new character! We finally met someone new! Seriously though, where's all the characters been? Because I think we're missing a couple, aren't we? Whip. A girl reaches across from the side and slips the luxury marbles 2,980 yen for 100 grams meat into her basket.
これじゃ足りないかな。ビーフカレーっていうくらいだもんな。
The girl who took the pack showed signs of hesitation but continued to sling more and more of the luxury marbled meat into her basket. In the end, she took everything that was on the shelf.
これでよしっと。
What was that whip noise? Are you going to use luxury marbled beef in a curry? Not only that, it's thinly sliced.
What?
I don't know how to make curry, so I'm gonna get confused. I was supposed to have said that on the inside, but because of the shock, I came right out and said it aloud. I mean, if you're making curry, they have meat for curry over there, you see?
そんな大きいのカレー食べるときに見ないですよ。
Well, when you stew meat this size, it becomes more tender and much smaller. If you use that kind of thin meat, the fat will melt away and you won't be able to taste. There won't be any trace of it left.
Huh?
In her basket, there was about a kilogram of marbled meat to be used with the sukiyaki. How do you even say that? Are you going to stew all of that in a curry? What a waste of good meat. This is weird. As I stare at the basket, she looks at me in disbelief.
ごめんなさい。
She seemed embarrassed as she said that and moved over to fresh fish section. Did I scare her off?
シーフードカレーっていうのもあるんだし、お魚も買った方がいいかな。
Oh dear. She said as I watched from a distance, throwing sea bream with the head and tail still on into the basket while I reached for the pack of the cheap pork and beef ground meat. What the hell just happened? She's eating ice cream already.
美味しい。ハバネさん、ストロベリー派なんだ。私はクッキー&クリームかな。そう。美味しい？もちろんよ。 ねえ、いやよ、まだ何も言ってないんだけど。一口だけでいいからいやーよ、スプーン一つしかないんだから。
Then share the spoon!
いいじゃん、女同士なんだから。
Exactly.
やったらやーよ、ケチンボ。
Don't be stingy.
わかったわよ、一口だけよ。はーい、ハバネさんありがとう。
So this is what was happening while we were away.
私のハーゲンダッツがおちー。
What are you doing?
いえ、
I finished paying and come back and Kochi was letting Agiha eat her ice cream. I felt like I've seen something I wasn't supposed to see.
これは違うのよ。この子がどうしても食べたいって言うから一口だけ食べさせてあげただけで。
I see. Well, it's nice that you two are getting along.
違うったら。
Why is it so embarrassing to get along with someone?
ストロベリーもいいな。ねえねえ、もう終わり。だって私の分がなくなるもん。
Mind you, I guess we don't know how big the tub of ice cream is, do we? Blushing as she spoke, Kochiri continued to wolf down the Hagen Darch. Okay, let's go. Here, take this bag. Bam.
重いんだけど、私も手伝うよ。アイスのお礼。
I push Kochiri's wheelchair and we leave the shopping mall. Ah, nice and peaceful.
ねえ、これどうやって切るの？
I don't know. I don't even know what you're cutting at the moment. I see potatoes. Pass that to me. I'll show you how it's done. But they seem to say I get annoyed when people get on their high horse as she obediently passed me the knife. In a way that Kochiri could see easily, I cut the vegetables. Like this.
こっちのピーマンは？
Wouldn't it be best to cut the half down the middle?
わかった。やってみる。
We had come back to the dormitory and had begun cooking in the dining hall. I got Kochiri, who couldn't reach the stove, to cut the vegetables. I'm cooking while Agiha helps and tells me how to do it. Hey, this is pretty easy.
でしょ？野菜切って鶏もも肉と一緒に煮込むだけだもんね。
Please don't make me hungry, said Agiha, who had brought the recipe. Basque-style chicken stew. I couldn't guess what kind of food it would be from just the name, but it is really easy to make. First, you grill the chicken thighs, then fry them with the cut vegetables, and after that, add the canned tomato and broth, and leave it to stew. It's a stew that doesn't need to be done pricelessly. Okay, that's the main dish. Next, we prepare the salad and soup.
わわ
No, you're not allowed. Even as Hat walks around her feet, quacking, Kochiri doesn't seem to notice as she's quietly immersed in what she's doing. She's really concentrating.
案外熱中するタイプだね。
Despite complaining at first, once she gets started, she becomes very serious.
均等に切るのは至難の技ね。
Well, it doesn't have to be exact. There's a variety in the thickness. It gives a different in texture.
不均等に切るのね。わかったわ。
She said as she thought about this and that and started interventionally cutting the vegetables in evenly. I guess that's what people look like when they get serious. Agia, how does the soup taste to you?
ちょっと薄いかな。
I'll add some salt and pepper. And so the preparations for dinner continued smoothly. They're making me hungry now. Oh, it's the evening.
わあ、おいしそう。
One after another, the boarders came into the dining hall. They were surprised at how different the food was to the usual. There is a general idea of meal times for the boarders. Although I usually make the meals on a consistent schedule, the time when everybody comes to eat is not set. It's okay if you come late, and it's okay if you don't eat. That's why we often eat at different times. This is the first time since I came here that we've all gathered in the same place at the same time, like this. Today was the only time that I had told them in advance. Okay, everyone, please take a seat. You too, Agia.
お邪魔します。なんかすごいね、今日のご飯。
Can we see a picture of it? I'm hungry.
ねえ、もう食べていい？お腹ペコペコなんだけど。
Go ahead, enjoy yourselves. The boarders, looking at each other, cautiously moved the food towards their mouths.
おいしい。本当だ。おいしい。
Shut up, I want to eat now. I can hear the words delicious come from the boarders. What is? It's true. It really is tasty. Basque style chicken stew. I was the one that made it, but I didn't know how it would taste, and I imagined that it wouldn't be very good. It was different to the Western or Chinese food that I usually make, in that I normally don't use spices that make it easier to understand the flavour. The meat stewed in the tomato soup was tender and was surprisingly refreshing. Most importantly, the flavour of the meat had really been drawn out, so I had no complaints at all about the taste. It's kind of the thing that you'd eat at a hot summer day when you don't have much of an appetite.
こりゃいけるわ。
Stop chewing your mouth open.
サラダもどうぞ食べてくださいね。
The salad served in a big bowl was divided between everyone. There were cucumbers, tomatoes, and lettuce, and also avocado and mozzarella cheese. Even though it was just an elaborate salad, again, the reaction
この
was,
サラダも美味しいね。なんかされてるし。
Ryuku, a second year like me, and Sanane, the third year, with the trademark glasses, which is probably her, both seemed to really like it.
アゲハちゃんプロデュースだよ。
Everyone made a face that kind of showed they knew that. The truth is that today's meal was made under the advance of Miss Himegi here.
それでアゲハが来てたんだ。自分が食べたい料理を作ってもらっただけなんだけどね。
I just realized that none of these girls are on the list. I guess these must be what they call the other girls. They're not as important. The thing is, it seems the food that I made didn't really go down too well with everyone. Apart from Kaneko, all of the boarders looked away for a moment awkwardly.
美味しくないわけじゃないのよ。
I guess it was too much.
そうそう。でも量が多いっていうか。
That's why, if there's something you want to say, please talk to me about it, okay? It's a little scary, but I thought I'd try to talk to them about it.
っていうか、一色なのよ。
It's all the same color.
あ、わかる。すっごいわかります、ゆかさん。
Do you seriously people complain about the color of their food? Seriously? Who does that? Food is food.
けど今日の料理はカラフル。
It sure is. There's red, green, yellow, white, and many other colors than looks vivid and colorful. The food is usually the food I usually make is ginger pork equals brown, fried rice equals brown, curry equals yellow, yakisoba equals brown, Napoleon pasta. I'm just gonna call it Napoleon. I still don't know how to say that. Napoleon pasta, red, and so on. But it's all basically composed of a single color.
葵くんの料理も豪快で嫌いじゃないけどね。
美味しくないわけじゃないのよ。でもほら最近暑くて食欲もそんなにないし。
途中で飽きちゃう。
Everyone's really kind, aren't they? They really care about my feelings. It's so emotional. Yet they moaned about the color of the food. Just because of that, I was unnecessarily worried. For a guy like me who went to sports-focused boys' school and lived together with his dad in the kind of bachelor pad, that was always enough. I never even thought about the color of the food. Somehow that kind of detail really important in a girl's
で
dormitory.
もこれ本当に美味しいよ。
おかわりしたいくらい。
Everyone seems satisfied. It feels like this is the most they've opened up to me so far. If I'm going to say it, now's my chance. Can I say something? I stand up and get everyone's attention. Please listen as you eat. This is about the boarders' chores. Would it be alright to increase them a little? I'm a student too, so it's pretty tough for me. For example, if I could just get you guys to clean the bathroom, that would be a really big help. Everyone looked at each other as if they were trying to figure out what the others were thinking. To be honest, no one's going to be happy about increasing their chores, but
わかった。
as Yuka, the oldest, responded, the others nodded in
水
agreement.
瀬くんが大変なの見ていてわかってるから。
実はちょっと気になってました。屋根の雨漏りも直してくれたしね。
In return, I will try harder than ever to make good foods for you.
こんな美味しいご飯毎日食べられるんだ。いいなあ、涼子。私もここに住もうかな。
This is the second time she
そ
said
れだ
that.
けでいいの？
That and one other thing. This is what I really wanted to say. I think that we should get Kotri to do the same things too. She's actually in the room. Kotri, who was sitting at the end of the table, the furthest away from everyone, who looked uncomfortable while she ate, was surprised when her name was called. Everybody looked around at
で
Kotri.
も幅根さんは
She has a walking disability, but she can still use her hands. There are things she can do.
今日の料理だって手伝ってくれたんだよね。
Ah.
あなたたちが無理やり付き合わせただけよ。
This had a big impact on everyone who, until just now, had been eating the same food and saying how delicious it was. I'm pretty sure probably a reason why she probably wasn't getting on with anyone in the border schools, because everyone treated her because she had a disability, they all treated her slightly different to a normal person as well, I'm guessing. So it came down to like I don't know, I don't know, something like that, I'm guessing. They looked at her like they were impressed, but Kotri seemed like kind of embarrassed. Why are you still there? Thanks to Kotri helping us, we were able to get the dinner preparations done easily. If that's the case, then maybe we could add another chore. I don't dislike cooking, but to prepare food for several people, it's physically quite demanding. If it's okay with Kotri, could you help me prepare the meals?
別にいいけど、そのくらいなら。
Thank you. I say while Kotri looks away quietly and nods without saying anything. It's a little different than the other chores, but in order to be fair, I want Kotri to help out where she can from now on. Everyone still had their reservations about the whole thing, so for now, they just quietly looked at each other. Even so, until now, Kotri and the other boarders have quite a distant relationship. However, I'm the one who understands the situation the least, or rather the one who understands it the most.
賛成。
Kaneko raised her hand, then the others followed.
それができるんならすごくいいと思うわ。
私もそう思いますゆかさん。私前からちょっと変だなって思ってました。
So, from tomorrow, let's do our
こちら
best.
こそよろしく、りょうぼさん。
小鳥ちゃんもよろしくね。
Kochi was moody until the end, but she kept herself from shouting abuse at me, which I know she's good at. She seemed to understand my intentions. Ah, nice and relaxing. Oh, it's night time. Thanks for today, Agiha. You really helped me.
いいって。葵が困ってる時私が助ける。普通なことでしょ。
Same goes for you too.
ガッガッ。
Hat came waddling down the corridor.
おお、アヒルさんどうしたの？ガガー。
Hat flapped his wing towards Agiha. Maybe he's saying thanks for helping Kotori. Those are his feelings as her housemate.
じゃあ部屋に戻ったら伝えて。今日は楽しかったねって。わー。
Then the way he replied made it seem like he completely understood what Agiha had said, and then and Hat wiggled his tail and waddled off. Thank you, Hat.
かわいい。
Okay, take care on your way back.
またね。
And what's happening now?
くっくっ。
Quack, quack.
ハット、どこ行ってたの？はい、おやつのキュウリ。くわー。ねえ、聞いてハット。今日ね、私、ご飯作るの手伝ったのよ。鶏肉の、なんとか煮込みって言うんだけど、みんな美味しいって言ってた。私も食べたけど、本当に美味しかったの。すごいでしょ。ぐっぐっ。もうすぐ今日が終わっちゃう。
I guess he doesn't want it to end.
楽しかったな。
Do do. And I think that'll probably be a perfect point to end it. If it's been only 40 or 30 minutes, I guess in the end it doesn't really matter. It felt like it's been a long time. Let's just see what the beginning scene looks like. Where are we going to be? Are we going to be... Well, we're on a road, apparently. Okay then, guys. Thank you for watching. This has been Delitha. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you again, and goodbye.